Hello everyone. I'd like to start a video series and do something a little different, something that I think would have helped me when I was in the process of looking for a new car. Something I couldn't find on this particular model, and that is trying to follow the ownership of someone who has bought a Mercedes product that's out of warranty. Now, it's a modern Mercedes. It's a 2011 E550 4matic. Just about 82,000 miles now, and I'm 1 month into ownership. So what I'd kind of like to do, I'd like to start an 11-part video series where I update you every month of ownership on any issues that have come up and what those fixes might have been. Now, I'll take a minute here and I'll show you a video clip going over the car and basically showing you what I've started with. Okay, folks, here it is. As I've already said, it is a 2011 Mercedes E550 4matic. It was owned by a doctor in St. Louis. We are just north of Kansas City, where I'm at now. But you can see the car is just about perfect. There's really no cosmetic flaws, no rock chips, no door dings. Very well taken care of, always serviced at Mercedes Benz. The car has a lot of the features that I wanted. It really only lacks one, and that would be adaptive cruise control. But it does have the adaptive headlamps, automatic high beams, automatic wipers. It is, of course, equipped with the 5.5 liter V8. 4matic is Mercedes Benz all-wheel drive, as you probably already know. Excuse the car not being completely spotless, but we've had a lot of rain up here lately, and we're expected to get more. So I won't spend a heck of a lot of time today making sure that the exterior is extremely clean. But it does have the Harman Kardon audio. The multi-contour driver's seat with the dynamic side bolsters. And we'll get into a lot of that stuff in later videos when I talk about things that I really like about the car. And we'll touch on some of these features, but right now I'm just kind of letting you know what I'm starting with here. But there it is, folks. I know a lot of you have subscribed to my channel, not because of anything European. This is the first European car I've actually owned. I'm 38 years old, and somewhat ashamed to say that I have owned more cars than years I've been alive. I'm a little fickle. I just love cars, so I do get in and out of them often. But my SUV that I was driving will be turned over to my son, who will be 16 years old soon. So it was time for another one. And I had never owned one of these before. I had always been scared of repairs and maintenance, as some of you might be. That's kind of the purpose for me making this video series. But hopefully I can help ease some of those worries. And I know some of you subscribers have subscribed to my channel because of that old girl in there, my 87 Buick Grand National. And drop me a comment below if you like this video series. Of course, we're just getting started. This is going to be volume 1, so we're going to do this for an entire year. So every month I will update you for an entire year on exactly what's going on with the Mercedes. But drop me a comment below if you want to see a video like this, what it's like to own an 87 Buick Grand National. I'd be glad to do another one if you guys are interested. Of course, it won't be an 11-part series. It won't be a 1-year thing because I've already had it for over 3 years. But I can definitely tell you a few of the ins and outs of what it's like to own that car. But anyway, the Mercedes is the subject of this particular video, so we'll keep it at that. So you can see I'm starting with as good a platform as I believe you probably could in owning a used, out of warranty Mercedes Benz. Meticulously cared for, one owner, always garaged. So I felt comfortable that even though it's used, even though it's 8 years old and it has 82,000 miles on it, I felt comfortable taking this on. And there are certain things that I can't do. I already know there are a couple of things I need to do to this car. I know that it is just now due for its second transmission service. And unfortunately, that's one of those things that I can't really do because I don't have the Star computer. Now, it sounds ridiculous, but to do a transmission service on this car, since there is no dipstick, you need a Star computer to tell you exactly what the temperature of the fluid is so it can be filled to the proper level. Now, people have talked about just using a temp gun on the bottom of the transmission pan and whatnot. I've also heard that that can vary about 10 degrees, and I'm just not willing to take that chance with a who knows how expensive the transmission would be if it were to fail altogether, because I was trying to save a few bucks. Couple that with the fact that by the time I buy the computer, by the time I buy the fluid, by the time I buy the O-rings, the filter, I'm going to be in it for about the same price as our individual Mercedes certified European service center here in town will charge for the whole job anyway. Now, I won't have the Star computer after it's all said and done, but I'm okay with that. There is one more thing that I know I need to do to this vehicle, and that is the engine mounts, or at least one of them. The one on the transmission side is the cheapest and easiest to do, so I will start with that one. But I've got just a little bit of a shake at idle, and from all the research that I've done, most likely that's what it is. These use a pretty sophisticated vibration reducing engine mount, and they typically last between 75 and 100,000 miles. So that's most likely what it is, and we'll do that together. I'll share it with you, the experience. We'll see if the one on the transmission side takes care of it. If it doesn't, then I tackle the engine mounts, and they are apparently very difficult to get to. So we'll see how it goes. If I have to do that, hey, we'll learn how to do it and we'll get it taken care of. But we'll always start with the easiest first, and that's going to be the transmission side, because apparently it can be done in about an hour. So we'll do that. You can follow along, and anything else that comes up, I think it'll be kind of fun and informative. Again, this is something that I kind of wished I had when I was looking for one of these cars, because I didn't really know anybody who had bought one out of warranty and what that experience was like. But I tell you, driving the car, I fell in love with it immediately. And, you know, my girlfriend was in the passenger seat when we test drove it. and she just kind of looked at me and said, "You have to buy this car." So I thought that was pretty neat. I was actually kind of feeling the same thing, that all the cars that I drove, and I won't get into comparisons or anything like that. A lot of it's my own personal preference and how the vehicle drives. But I drove a few domestic and a few import luxury sedans, mid-size generally, all-wheel drive, comparative to the E-Class here. And there are a lot of things I love about this car. There are a few things I don't love about this car. And we'll have 11 videos to get into all that. Hopefully, each month I will give you an update. And it'll be, kind of boring. Nothing's really happened. Still love the car. No major issues. No repairs to make. Here's a few things I love about the car. Or, here's a few things I don't love about the car. But already, I can tell you I love how secure and quiet the car is. How comfortable it is to drive. It just eats up miles on the highway. It is an absolute pleasure to drive. I don't know how I'm coming through on the audio, but I'm not mic'd. This is just, I'm using my cell phone right now to record this. And until now, I've been on the highway almost this entire video at 65-ish miles per hour. So hopefully it's coming through as quiet on your end as it is on mine, because it is a very quiet automobile. Wind noise is pretty much non-existent with this car. You do pick up a little bit of road noise, but I say that's probably due to the Pirellis more than the design of the car. So hopefully we can have some fun, and you can follow along with this video series, and you can learn a few things about maybe what to expect. And every car is going to be different, for sure. You know, not every experience is going to be the same, but maybe this will help ease some of your nerves when it comes to pulling the trigger and buying one of these vehicles that's out of warranty, if you're not afraid to do your own maintenance. If you don't want to do your own maintenance, you don't want to do your own repairs, there's a good chance this probably isn't the car for you, because they can get very, very pricey, especially if you're not doing any of the troubleshooting. You're just dropping it off at a dealership and saying, "Here you go. I don't know what's going on. Here's what it's doing. Find out what it is and fix it, please." It'll get expensive. So that's not my plan. I plan to take care of things myself, everything I can. But there are a few things I can't, and I understand that, as far as specialized equipment and tools. But if it's nuts and bolts, I can take care of it, and I will. But yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun, and I think maybe it'll be informative for a few of you, because it's an absolute shame to not own a car like this because you're scared of maintenance or repairs. Man, if you're okay with doing that stuff yourself, some people even enjoy it, as crazy as that sounds. I don't enjoy it, but I will do it. It would be a real shame to not buy a car like this just because you're worried about that, because there are a lot of things about this car that an enthusiast can really fall in love with. It is easily the most confident, quiet, and solid built car that I've ever owned. So yeah, follow along. Hopefully this is something that you're interested in. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel below, and I will see you all in 1 month.